What is up, Fleet Feeders? Coach Nate here, taking you through a 10-minute follow along strength workout together. We're gonna go through some planks in the beginning, two different types. We're gonna cook you on both sides with a regular plank, doing some shoulder taps. We're gonna get into some reverse planks, which are gonna be the bee's knees for getting those hamstrings and those glutes really firing up. And then once we're all nice and warm and toasty in that midline, we're gonna get moving with some bigger movements, some reverse lunges and some sprawls, or dare I say burpees. I'm doing this all al fresco outside. You can do this indoors if you want a mat, no mat, it is up to you, but let's start working out. So our first little workout is gonna be 6 minutes long. It's gonna be 40 seconds of work with 20 seconds of rest. I'm gonna coach you through the movements as we do it together. Remember, you can stop, pause this video anytime you need, play it back as I coach things through. Use your watch or just listen to me as you go from a timer if you don't have a Coach Ashley off screen helping you out with the timing of everything. We're gonna get started with some shoulder tap planks, and then we're gonna go into some reverse planks. Are we ready? Coach Ashley, are we ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hitting this shoulder tap plank. Now my regular plank, I'm gonna start just from my hands, but the shoulder tap plank is I'm just gonna touch one hand to one shoulder, other hand to other shoulder. Notice as you remove a hand, your body wants to compensate and shift around a lot. Your goal is to resist that rotation. So notice that my feet are a little bit wider, quads, glutes, everything's really turned on so that I can go back and forth with my reverse or with my shoulder touch planks. Whew. Doing pretty good. Whew. 20 seconds of rest, getting ourselves a little bit of a break before we go into our reverse planks. Now our reverse planks, you may or may not have done these before. We're gonna start in this position, our hands, fingers facing forward, ideally facing our toes, and all the way up here. Now this is almost like a full body bridge. I'm thinking about pushing up with my glutes, my hamstrings are turned on, of course my abs are as well, and I'm really pushing through my shoulders. For a lot of you, this is gonna be a big stretch in the wrists and the shoulders as well. If for whatever reason this doesn't feel good, you could turn your hands out a little bit. It's gonna take a little pressure off those wrists, but ideally want here because we want that wrist extension. Breathing into our belly, admiring the fine, beautiful scenery if you're outside. Woo! Thanks, Coach Ashley. It is hard for me to look at my watch in that position. So we got one round of each done. We got 2 more to go of these things. Now for our shoulder touch planks, I'm gonna add a little spice to this one if you wanna make it a little bit harder. So we started here, back and forth. If this doesn't feel that bad, I could make this harder by going straight arm, holding that for a second, holding for a couple extra seconds, makes it a little bit harder. If that's too hard, you can just go back here. Don't forget to breathe. 10 more seconds. Doing great. Stay with me. Now it's starting to get cooked a little bit in the middle. Remember, our mechanics are really important. We want to be good. For whatever reason, that 40 seconds feels too long. You can take a little break in the middle. That's okay. Hopefully you've got a dry ground where your butt's not getting wet like mine. Here we go. Incentive for getting up into this reverse plank, holding this position here. And again, really pushing through that chest. Really, really important. Otherwise we tend to sink down a little bit this way. So really pushing, opening up the chest and shoulders, pushing those hips up nice and high. And again, if I wanted to make this a little harder, I could alternate lifting my legs back and forth, grip. I can't do that and talk at the same time. Breathe in. Nice, Coach Ashley. Breathe in, holding on. and rest. Okay guys, we're doing so great. We got one more round of each. Holding on. Now this last one, I've saved the best for last. We're going to do shoulder touch push-ups on this one. Now, if the push-up is too much, hang out with the regular plank, that's just fine. Otherwise, see if you can do this with me. Here we go. So we're gonna go touch, touch. I'm gonna lower myself all the way down. If I need to, I could drop to my knees and press up this way, or touch, touch. I could do this full push-up. But notice, as I do my push-up, I'm rocking forward. I'm keeping my elbows nice inside and my elbows nice and vertical. And again, if that's too hard, just back to your shoulder touches. Whew. Breathe in. Hold it on, 10 more seconds. Oh, we got one more push-up. Whew. I'm glad I'm done with those. We got one more round of reverse planks. Let's do this. 10 seconds. So great. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Pushing those hips up. By now, those hamstrings, those glutes should be really talking to you. If you feel like you have any pain in your low back, drop your hips a little bit, tighten up those abs. That'll help out. Remember, as runners, we want to be able to run taller for longer periods of time without fatiguing and breaking down. And that's why we do these exercises. These help us not run better in the first mile, but in the last one when it really counts. Stick with it here. Breathe in, flexing those quads, squeezing that butt, pushing through those shoulders. Woo-hoo! All right. Done with part one of our little workout. We can shake things out. Next thing is we have a 4-minute piece where there's gonna be no rest. We're gonna alternate 30 seconds of reverse lunges, and then we're gonna do 30 seconds of sprawls. It's gonna be like a burpee without the push-up. So we'll get into things here in 3, 2, 1. Starting with reverse lunges, stepping back, alternating. And again, in the beginning, I want to step back nice and wide. I want to keep my feet pretty wide so I'm not on a railroad track. If I'm here and I'm too narrow, I'm going to lose balance. So keeping my feet kind of hip width stance or wider. Shins nice and vertical. Back and forth, standing up tall, squeezing that butt tight on top. And then immediately we're going to go into our sprawls. Hinge over, hands on the ground, feet back, squeezing that belly and butt. I'm gonna drop my hips a little bit, snap my hips up, jump it overhead. Again, first round, we don't have to break any speed records. Back and forth, doing great. Abs are on, butt and belly squeeze tight. Back to our lunges. There we go. Now, if I'm feeling good, I could pick up the pace just a little bit on this next round. Breathe in. I love lunges. They're such a good exaggeration of every little run stride we take. Back and forth. You can see me in this angle. Now back to our sprawls. Now from this one, I really want to make sure my feet are nice and straight. Watch yourself if you're someone who lands here a little duck-footed and your feet start to collapse. Really try to keep those guys nice and straight as much as you can. Just picking that speed up just a little bit. You got this, you're doing great. And halfway through, oh yeah, you can hear me, I'm breathing harder, I'm getting warm. Back to these lunges. Breathing hard, front shin nice and vertical, squeezing that butt tight on top. Come on, you got this. 5 seconds. Back to our sprawls. Here we go. Up, downs, up, downs. So much fun. Make this a core exercise. Make sure when those feet jump out, those abs are on, that butt is squeezed. All right, this last round, I got a little something special for you. Instead of reverse lunge, we're gonna jump and switch our legs this way. All those are starting to burn. Oh yeah, these are hurting. 10 more seconds. Notice I'm pausing a little bit because I feel like if I go any faster, I'll probably lose a little bit of control. Last round, we're gonna hit full burpees all the way down to the ground, all the way up. Last little bit. You're doing great. Last little bit here, guys, come on. Whew. You got time for one more? Good job, gang. Good job. Whew, guys, that was tough. I know those reverse lunges and those jumping lunges really started to get me at the end. My legs were burning, but what was hard for you? Let me know down in the comments below. We all have different things we're working on. And you heard Coach Ashley off camera. Up next, she's gonna take you through one of her favorite 10-minute core exercises. If you wanna keep this party started, you know where to go, right here. We will see you on this channel for more follow-on workouts just like this.